Hey guys, Sekaar with my build video for the PvP MagDK for the Flames of Ambition chapter. Alright, let's get started with the gear. First of all, we're going to be running 5 spinners, 5 impregnable armor with 3-piece endurance on the back bar and 1-piece Valken Scoria for the spell penetration. But on the Spinner's Inferno Staff, we're going to be using the Sharpen trait with the increased weapon spell damage glyph. And then we're going to be using Endurance back bar weapons, so an Axe of Endurance powered because I want my healing to be buffed, and a sturdy Shield of Endurance so that I can block more. And then, like I said earlier, we're going to be using a Valken Scoria helmet in heavy. All of my body pieces, by the way, are going to be in prismatic glyphs. And then my impregnable armor chest is going to be in reinforced heavy. Light spinner shoulder, light, like I said. Impregnable armor, light waist in impen. Impreg in light impen as well on the hands. And then impreg heavy reinforced legs so that we can get the maximum amount of resist as possible. And then medium boots so that we can get that 1-piece medium in. Also in impen. And then my necklace is going to be in endurance, and my 2 rings are going to be spinners. All 3 are going to be swift so that I can be as fast as possible, because I like to disengage in fights like such as in a tower or just around cover, and swift really gives you that extra little bit of speed to get away from the enemy so that you can kind of get your buffs back up and just get ready to go back and fight again. And all 3 are going to be in magic recovery glyphs as well. And then as far as our attributes go, we're going to have all 64 points into magic. And then we're also going to be using the Atronach Mundus Stone. A lot of people like to run reduced cost on MagDK. I prefer magic recovery, but it really doesn't matter either way, I don't think. It just depends on how your playstyle is, and just play around that personally. Just play around with it yourself and just see which one you prefer. I prefer recovery over reduced cost personally. And then we're also going to be a vampire stage 1 because we're going to be using Mistform a lot to try and disengage. And then the food that we're going to be using is Bewitched Sugar Skulls. It gives you the maximum amount of health, stam, and magic. It's just so good. It's probably my favorite food in the entire game, and just it helps your just sustain and resources all around. It's amazing. And then our skills that we're going to be using are on our front bar. We're going to be using Flame Lash. It just depends on what you want to use for this. I prefer Flame Lash over Molten Whip because I like the little bit of extra healing that you get from it on the 3rd hit right there with the Power Lash. Sorry. It's really nice. It helps with extra sustain, helps you stay alive in longer fights. It's really nice. You lose a little bit of burst damage, but I would rather stay alive than have a burst like that personally. Then also going to use Fossilize for the amazing stun. It's literally the best stun in the game in my opinion. Unblockable, and it's just so good to combo your abilities around it. Degeneration. I switch a lot of my skills around. Sometimes I don't use Degeneration. I use Ellie Drain instead for the Major Breach, and then the sustain on the minor Magica Steel. It's really nice to be able to just sustain in long fights again if you just have that on your opponent at all times. So I switch that a lot between either Degeneration or I take Choking Talons off, but it just depends on your playstyle. I would most likely take off Choking Talons for your Ellie Drain, but it's up to you again. And then Burning Embers, it's a great dot that puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, and it will give you a nice heal at the end too. So I definitely recommend this Burning Embers. I feel like that's a must on this build, on any MagDK build basically. And then again, Choking Talons. I prefer Choking Talons over Burning Talons because I like the minor maim that you give to your enemies, because if MagDK I personally think is best in group play, so that extra little bit of dot on choking talons really isn't going to do much if you're in a group play situation like with one or two other friends or something like that. So I feel like the minor maim really just helps out and, you know, gives you that little bit of edge over an opponent. And then the front bar is going to be ultimate is going to be Ferocious Leap. Its leap is so nice. It's a very cheap ultimate, and you get a lot of damage from it. So it's just it's an amazing ult. I personally would run this on any DK build almost. And then back bar, we're going to be using Cauterize. It's a nice little off heal that you get every now and then, and it's definitely something that you want to keep up at all times. And it's a nice heal to be able to give your teammates. Elusive Mist, it's very good to be able to disengage from an enemy, and you get the 75% mitigation and Major Expedition on top of it, so you get to kite around the back of towers or just any kind of LOS in general, and it gives you a little bit of extra breathing room, especially with that and Swift. You're going so fast that you just want to use that to disengage real quick, get your buffs up, boom, you're ready to go once again. Engulfing Flames, it's just such a nice it's so nice to hit on this stack of people. I know it's a very hard skill to use sometimes because the hitbox is a little wonky, but the little dot on it and plus the extra flame damage that enemies take, it's going to be so much to apply to your Burning Embers and your Flame Lash and such. It's definitely worth it. And Coag, it's going to be your main heal basically. So use that as like a, basically if you get below 70 to 60% health, start using Coag. Before that, I just use Cauterize. Then Volatile Armor, it's just your, it's your major resolve. Every build basically needs that for PvP, and this is the one that you want to do for your DK basically. You get a little dot on people too for that 8700 magic damage, so it's really nice. And then back bar ultimate, I have Spell Wall because I love this ultimate. You just get so much pressure relief from it, and then if you pop that and you need to use Mistform as well, you're almost taking little to no damage completely. And then the moment that everybody's been waiting for, the champion points. So I don't like using the gamepad UI on this, so I'm just going to go and switch to my PC UI. So we're going to start off with the blue tree, and again, fit this to play your personal playstyle. This is just how I personally do it. My 4 main slottables are going to be Deadly Aim, because I'm going to want my single target abilities to be buffed on a DK. So stuff like my Flame Lash or Burning Embers, for example, this is going to be buffed by Deadly Aim. But my other 3 are going to be defensive CPs, so the Unassailable, which is reduced taken damage from AoEs. Duelist Rebuff, which is the single target mitigation. And Endurance Resolve, which is the dot mitigation. Which I personally think all 3 are necessary if you're going to want to play for like a 1vx / small scale playstyle. Especially in this current meta with the amount of high damage that there is out there. You need to kind of play defensive. And then I've got 40 into Eldritch Insight to be able to increase my max magic as much as possible. All my 40 into Precision, and then Extended Might. I'm going to put all 40 into Piercing, all 40 into Flawless Ritual, and 30 into War Mage. While also having 10 into Max Stamina, and then 16 into Blessed. I'm personally leveling this up slowly, so every time I get a new champion point, I'm putting a point into Blessed right now. I'm at 1,401 champion points, I believe, so I'll be fully optimized soon, but I don't think that's a bad place to be right now. But every point that I get nowadays is getting put into this. And then I think that's it for this, right? Yeah, that's it for that. Yeah, 10 into Tireless Discipline too. I feel like I have a lot of max stam already on this character, so I put the 10 points into that real quick, then everything else is going to be put back into Blessed. And for the red tree, our 4 main slottables are going to be Ironclad, because you want your armor as high as possible. Rejuvenation, because recovery is really nice in general, like you want to be able to sustain in a fight. Peace of Mind, the magic and health recovery is just so nice, because in PvP, if you're going up against any type of halfway decent players, they're going to be CCing you or doing anything like that on cooldown. So having that extra little bit of recov almost all the time is going to be very, very, very nice. So it just helps with your sustain. And then Juggernaut. So again, while an effective CC, you take 10% less damage overall. So between the 10% less damage and then the extra recov, it's very good for staying alive in fights. Then as far as the other red points go, I'm going to have 30 into Defiance, which I personally would probably put more into in the long run, but right now I've been putting my points into other things. I have 45 points in Tumbling, 50 into Mystic Tenacity, all 40 into Hero's Vigor, 24 into Hasty, 20 into Sprinter, 20 into Tireless Guardian, and then 37 into Fortification. And personally, I've been putting all my points lately into Fortification because you end up blocking a lot on your back bar on MagDK, and you just want to mitigate as much damage as possible. And why wouldn't you want to block as much damage? So I've been putting my points into there. I'm almost fully maxed out on that. I just need 7 more champion points, so I'm almost there. I'm just gonna confirm that real quick. Thanks for doing this in the build video. And then this one's mostly a PvE tree, but the ones that are necessary are I do like Rationer, because with the Bewitched Sugar Skulls, why wouldn't you want as much time on that as possible? The Liquid Efficiency, again, why wouldn't you want to keep as many potions as possible? Steed's Blessing, why wouldn't you want to get to as many fights as possible? Like, if you want to run up to like the next keep over and it's flagged already, like you want to get there as fast as possible. So, use that for sure. And then this, because I'm gonna be honest, I just didn't know what else to do. Reduces the cost of sneak. I mean, I guess. I really just don't think there's another good one on here for PvP personally. So, I 50 into Steadfast Enchantment because why not? Why wouldn't you want your enchants to decay as slow as possible? That one doesn't really matter for PvP. Breakfall, that is 100% necessary. Please, 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 please put all of your points into Breakfall after you put your passives into all of these. This one, again, doesn't really... I mean, I guess if you want to save some soul gems. That's not necessary. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Alright, and that's the CP. And this is what your stats look like buffed up. After you completely buff up, you're going to be up to about 3684 spell damage, and that's without a continuous fully buffed up. So you can just get even higher than that. And then your max magic, health, and stam, you have plenty of resources between them with 33.4k max magic, 28k max health on your front bar. You have more on your back bar. On your back bar, you get up to 31.3. And then on your stamina, you have 22.8k max stamina. So you have plenty of room to block, roll dodge, do whatever you need. That's why I love Bewitched Sugar Skulls. Then your magic recovery, you're going to be at 1688, which I feel like is a lot for a MagDK, which is, again, I like that a lot. That's without a continuous too. And then on your back bar, your health recovery is going to be at 1690, so it's almost like you basically have a constant heal going. It's amazing. I love health recovery in this meta. It's just so good. And then your physical and spell resists are at your physical 23.5, which I feel like I could get it higher. I probably should get it higher. I'm just going to need to work around ways to do that. And then my spell, when I'm buffed up, I'm at 29,000, which I feel like is a lot. And then with critical resist, having your impreg, you're going to get up to almost 3,500. I feel that's really nice in this high crit meta. And yeah, it's really nice. Your spell pen on the front bar, you get all the way up to 12.4k, which I feel like spell pen is a lot more necessary than spell damage on mag characters. So having between that and then the high spell damage, I feel like you're hitting pretty hard. So yeah, that's the build. Hope you guys enjoy, and let me know how it works for you guys in PvP, or if you have any things that you would adjust or what. So I will catch you guys in the next video, and if you if you want to see me live in action, you can check me out at twitch.tv/Sekaar. There will be a link in the description, and a link to all my other socials will be in the description as well. Hope you guys enjoy the build, and I will see you guys on the next video. Later.